Hey friends, today we're diving into the wonderful journey of life. This is something I experienced myself. I heard some exciting news, but my family just wasn't on board. When Ruby excitedly told her mom she joined the choir and her teacher approved, her mom just looked awkward. It's not that her mom doesn't support her dreams, it's just that Ruby's family can't hear a thing, so how could they appreciate her singing? That day, Ruby brought her crush home to practice a duet in her room. But when they sang face to face, it felt more like a bad comedy scene. Ruby's eyes darted around, so she tried singing back to back to ease the tension, but that idea was a total joke. Just as the sparks of love were about to fly, the neighbors suddenly turned on their concert. Ruby turned beet red, dashed to the next room, and kept flicking the lights, desperate to make her parents stop their performance. A few minutes later, her awkward parents came downstairs, realizing Ruby brought a boy home. It got even more awkward when her parents thought Ruby was on a date and cautioned the boy to stay safe. But the next day, the nightmare unfolded. See a scene the whole school knew about this secret. Some self-righteous girls openly mocked Ruby, and she crumbled. It turned out the boy told his buddies, and suddenly it became gossip material. Even when the boy came to apologize, Ruby didn't intend to forgive him. It was just lame and kind of funny. After her youthful love bubble burst, Ruby pursued dreams wholeheartedly, shedding bias and singing hard. Her singing improved immensely, but then her family faced some unexpected troubles. Growing up as fishermen, they were now being targeted by fishery tycoons struggling to make ends meet. And at this moment, the local fishery association wanted to drain them dry. Seeing his daughter's translation, Dad fumed and blasted the fishery association as a tool of capitalism. Silent protest resonated with everyone around, instantly making him the star of the show. Then Dad got brother to stand up and speak. It was a real family performance. He proclaimed their family would leave the fishery association and rallied others to join. What a moment of unity. But Mum just thought, hey, I'm part of that association. Her worries weren't unfounded. Forming an association isn't as easy as pie. How are these deaf and mute people going to communicate with the outside world? Ruby watched her family argue for ages, and in the end, the burden fell on her shoulders. After all, she was the only one who could speak in the family. Even if her brother stood up, it wouldn't help. Listening to their entrepreneurial dreams, it looked like a family musical at first glance. At such a young age, Ruby had to shoulder responsibilities again. What a little giant. Not only did she have to wake up early to help her family fish, but she also had to hand out flyers to find customers. See what a tough. Not only that, she had to sign contracts, rent warehouses, and keep the factory in order. She's a supergirl. At barely 18, she faced the pressure of work and school. See, talk about a little adult. But she also had to squeeze in time to practice singing with her teacher. See, she was playing time management master. With all her work commitments, Ruby was always late, and her teacher finally snapped. The next day after school, the boy approached Ruby again, awkward as if he had to give a speech. He apologized for what happened again, and even said he envied Ruby's family. See, it was both amusing and ridiculous. He thought a harmonious family was true happiness, but he didn't realize Ruby's struggles. Ruby's family has its issues, but is still her family. See, irreplaceable. Her family is her family, irreplaceable. She firmly believed in this and was brave to speak up. See, that's commendable courage. But since no one could hear, her efforts to express herself seemed futile. At home, Ruby felt like she was in a silent solo performance, eventually opting to shout. When her family couldn't understand her, explaining became a vain struggle, and silence turned into protest. As Ruby expressed her feelings, only her brother silently observed, offering no response. Her parents' words weren't unfounded. After all, they couldn't comprehend her struggles. Ruby yelled in her room, knowing her family couldn't hear. See, she was just venting her emotions. At that moment, the boy texted her again, pleading for her forgiveness, as if he was in distress. Feeling fragile, Ruby decided to indulge and skip her family's fishing trip. She took the boy to their secret base, as if they were rekindling their relationship. However, on this day, inspectors arrived to check fishing operations, and things were getting dicey. Upon discovering that Ruby's dad and brother were deaf, they secretly dialed the Coast Guard. It was as if a scene from a superhero rescue drama was unfolding. No one knew what was about to happen next, and Ruby felt a sense of urgency. She knew that her dreams were still alive, and she had to fight for her family. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Let's together witness Ruby's journey of growth.